Discovering our day in Guam. First thing I should tell you is when we took this trip, we had about a day to stay in Guam with a layover. We didn't really expect to rent a car. However, we ended up renting a car, and it was a great idea. We got to drive around the southern tip of the island on a tip, and we got all the way down to the southern point and came back because I didn't have a map to start with, so I didn't realize that I could have went all the way around. So we only seen a few of the sites, but I will tell you that there are so many beautiful places along the way and such friendly people that you could easily spend 2 or 3 days just looking at the different places that you can see along the way. It's a beautiful island. It's about 32 miles long, about 8 miles wide. It's terraced at the airport, but as you go along, like I said, you'll drive along the coastway if you go to the south side of the island. Once again, lots of beaches, lots of overlooking areas, lots to see. We didn't even go to the most popular tourist spots. And we only really hit one overlooking area. It's coming up in just a little bit. It's going to be on the right-hand side. It's called the Seti Bay Overlook. It's pretty popular. Lots of people go there because it's really good views. One thing I didn't know when we went there is that had we taken about a half-mile hike back across the road and up the mountain, which is only 1,400 feet in elevation, we'd have actually been at the highest mountain in the world, including Mount Everest, because the bottom of that mountain is the Marianas Trench. Now here's a picture of me, just in case anybody wanted to know. Anyway, back to the mountain. It goes about 5.5 miles deep into the ocean, because that is the lowest point of the ocean right there. It's the deepest spot in the world. So it's just a little fun fact to know that you could be at the highest mountain if you wanted to make that little hike. Things about Guam, like I said, it's just a beautiful place. You'll find terrific food, terrific people, and if you do some hikes into the inner part of the island, from what I understand, there are literally dozens of waterfalls that you can go to in the inside of the island. Makes it beautiful. When we got back in the car and we started driving a little more, we came across this little bridge, really cool little bridge. Drove on through there, and you come up to what's called the Gravity Hills, and really what it is it looks like you're going uphill, but you're actually going downhill. It's something to do with the magnetic pole. It's a little different. Something interesting about the island. And make no mistake, you are going up and down hills, but sometimes the downhills look like uphills. And there are so many beaches on this island, you are sure to find one where there's not going to be anybody else at that you can go on to, and it's going to be a nice place to have a little picnic. There's a few other tourist sites. On the other end of the island, there's a really tall mountain where you can go up and overlook everything. There's something called Two Lovers Point that we didn't get to, so there's a few other places. Coming up here, we actually went to a cemetery that was on the road. It's a Catholic cemetery called Pigou, and it's a really kind of an interesting place. Lots of architecture, different statues of different saints and things like that. It was a pretty neat place to just drive through. And by the way, Guam was discovered in, I think it's the 1520s by Magellan. It has that Spanish background. It has a heavily Catholic influenced population. I believe the population is about 90% Catholic. Like I said, really friendly people. And it's, I would say, unpopulated in a lot of areas, and a lot of areas you can go to and just get a really good sense of the area and see the beaches and kind of have a lot of time to yourself there. But it also has the modern amenities that America has. It has all the big stores, it has malls, it has lots of different features like that once you go into the city. So if you get the chance, definitely take time to see Guam. Thanks so much for joining us, and God bless.